Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the course Top 10 HR Questions for Software Developers and IT Professionals. We are going to know about type of interview, type of answers, and style of answers. The first one is type of interview. As we know, we face, and when we go to an interview, we face a non technical interview, technical interview, or a hybrid one, which we're going to discuss. This course is focusing on HR interview, which is a general and non-technical one. But we have other type of non-technical interview, including the cultural fit interview, which there is a course for that. I have a course for that. It's about the core value of the company, the personality of that person. If this person overall personality and behavior is going to be matched with the company expectation, behavior, and the core value. This is the kind of cultural fit interview. Meeting C-level, even the people could be technical like the CTO, but they are managers or in managerial position. So they may ask question like, where do you see yourself in the next 5 years? So while the people, even the CTO is a technical person, technical guy, but that person can ask a non-technical question in a non-technical interview. Another type of non-technical interview is the meeting the team. For example, usually it happens in companies which really care about the people and good culture and somehow strong belief they have in culture, and we are a family, so they have in meeting the team. Most companies don't have meeting the team, but we have it. You shouldn't get surprised or be surprised if someone asks you that next interview is meeting the team interview. It can be technical, it can be non-technical. In non-technical one, for example, someone asks you how much experience you have with React. You say, yeah, I have 5 years experience. They don't go to details, but the team wants to know you, who you are. So this is a non-technical interview. HR1, cultural fit interview, meeting C-level or managers, meeting the team. The next one is a technical interview. Again, it could be or it can be meeting the team. In meeting the team, probably they go and ask technical question, which sometimes you have to answer with technical one. I mean, technical explanation is needed. Like I have seen videos, someone asked, for example, the interviewee, between React and Angular and Vue.js, which one do you prefer for what reason? This is not something like I like React, it's good. You have to go and explain in technical way. Another one is a technical guy. You meet the team lead, the CTO of the company. They specifically ask about the technical questions. So this is the second one, technical guys. Another one, another kind of technical interview is with the PM or product managers, because they want to know what kind of people or who is going to join them. They ask technical question, not detailed, but overall, if you are familiar with this subject and the business is more important. For example, a retailer, if you have been working with this kind of company or no, you came from a security company to a retail company. I mean, kind of background is just, if your background is matched with this company's expectation, business is going to be, for example, fluent to you. You know this business model well. Even you are a technical guy, do you have any awareness of this business? So in technical one, you may face the meeting, the team, the technical guy, and the PM or product managers and technical interview. Also, the combination is possible, the hybrid one, especially in recruiters. I mean, recruiters do not have enough time. Usually they're really quick over phone or chatting. So they ask technical question and non-technical question at the same time. Who you are, what is your preferred technology stack, or if you are familiar with Postgres. So they ask technical question and non-technical question. You shouldn't get surprised if you go to this speaking with a recruiter. Another one, which is a kind of HR interview in small companies, not big companies, they may ask technical questions. The reason I say this, that you shouldn't get surprised, because you go to HR interview. This is the first interview. I have seen videos, specifically a woman in a HR first interview. She asked about microservice architecture. I got surprised when I watched the video, because my students record the video, they send it back to me in order to give them feedback. Personally, I got surprised years ago, a few years ago, but it happens. I mean, the person was a kind of multi-position or multitask. That person was a software developer also taking about the responsibility to interview someone as a first interview HR one. So you go to HR, that person asks you about microservice architecture. You shouldn't get surprised. It's not common, but it is not 0% chance. Probably you should face this, or you are going to face this if it's a small startup, co-founders, or recently like 1 year startup. Probably they ask you more technical question than what you expect in the HR interview. So overall, type of interview, we have a non-technical interview, technical interview, and hybrid one. Let's go to the type of answer you can provide in interview, and specifically in HR interview. Type of answer include short answer and long answer. And then talking about when we can have short answer, when we can have longer answer. There are three conditions. The answer is short. For example, what's your name? Someone asks you, what's your name? You can say, near 30 years ago, my father and mother got familiar with each other, and then they got married. After a few years, my mother gave birth to me, and my father liked to name me Alex. This is a long answer for a question which is need a short answer. What's your name? My name is Alex. So when the answer needs to be short, keep it short. Do not go to a long answer. When the time is limited, you are speaking or you are interview with a recruiter or a phone interview. In recruiter time, it's like 10 to 15 minutes. You have to be quick. You can't have or prepare yourself for a long answer. So you should have or prepared for a short answer. Who you are, this is me. 1 minute talking about yourself, because probably that person is going to ask you 10 questions, each question 1 minute. So you have 1 minute to talk about yourself. But in some interview, 1 hour, you have 5 or 10 minutes talking about yourself. So with recruiters, when the time is limited, your answer should be short. Phone interview, you have two, at most 5 minutes over phone. So you should be much faster. It's harder phone interview, especially American companies. They have phone interview comparing to European companies. So you aren't sure about this. Is a little bit tricky one, and kind of people get trapped to this when they aren't sure about the answer. They want to show they know the answers, so they exaggerate. Then exaggeration they go, and they provide more explanation, which exposes more mistakes in their conversation. So when you aren't sure about your answer, keep it short, keep it concise. Try to switch from this question. It's hard, it requires experience in order to bypass this question and changing the topic from question A to question B, because the question A requires a long answer and you don't know that. So in this condition, when the answer needs to be short, keep it short. When the time is limited, keep it short. When you aren't sure about your answer, keep it short. Let's talk about a longer answer. When we can have a longer answer, when more explanation is needed, like this is the kind of best one. Why did you apply to our company? I need money. It's the real, honest, and the fact that the core transaction in the relationship with someone in a company is money. I need money, but you shouldn't provide this. You shouldn't be so direct and kind of frank that I need money. You should somehow cover this up with the passion, with the interest, with the technology stack that company has, that you like to join them, with the opportunities for growth in this company, and answer this question. While in reality the answer is short, you provide it with a longer somehow explanation in order to convince that person you are a qualified person or you are a suitable person for that company. So more explanation is needed for this kind of question. You have a lot of time. You go to interview, the interviewer said or tells you you have 1 or 1.5 hours. So you have plenty of time. Someone asked you about tell me about yourself. So you have 5, 10 minutes, and you feel the person is not fast and formal, it's kind of casual. So you realize that you have lots of time, like 5 minutes, 10 minutes talking about yourself. Another one, you want to showcase your skill. This is another kind of tricky one, that someone asks you, even the answer is short. For example, someone asks you how much you know about the CI/CD. The answer is say, yeah, I know about CI/CD. For example, I have been working with DevOps engineers. This kind of answer is enough. But you can showcase, yeah, I know about the CI/CD because I have been coursing, I have been joining or participating in courses about CI/CD. I know about the GitLab, I know about the Drown, I know about Azure DevOps. Also, I have read that book about operation on T-pattern and patterns. Also working with the backend with the SREs and DevOps engineers in this regard. While the answer is short, you can provide a short answer, but by lingering, by having a more explanation, you showcase that not only you are qualified, you know more than the expectation. So you showcase your skill, and sometimes it's really useful, sometimes could be dangerous because they may mark you as an overqualified person. But overall, it's okay to showcase when you have more thing to say, specifically in technical interview, not the HR one, but in technical interview this could be useful. So as a review, when the short answer is needed, when the answer needs to be short, when the time is limited, when we aren't sure about the answer, when it can be longer, when more explanation is needed, when we have time, and when we want to showcase our skill. Let's talk about the style of answer, which is kind of short one. The style of answer for non-technical one is creative, friendly, and sometimes can be casual. But the answer, the style, the way that I answer that for the technical one should be detailed, specific to the point. Since it's an HR one, top 10 HR questions for software developers and IT professionals, you try to be creative, not copying other people. For example, you go to interview, you go to internet and see many people, they have this tell me about yourself, the kind of answer they wrote on internet. Don't copy them. Try to be creative. This is me. Describe yourself. How do you describe it to your friend or families or other people? So be relaxed, creative, friendly. Sometimes if you felt that the interviewer, they aren't that much formal, keep it a little bit casual in order to get them a good feeling. This is the whole point. If you be able to get them a good feeling about yourself in a relaxed, creative way, describe yourself, most of the time you pass the interview. And technical one, you should be detail oriented, specific to the point. So type of interview, we talked about it, non-technical one, technical one, hybrid one. Type of answer, short and longer. And style of answer, a non-technical one and technical one, which we are going to cover in this 10 questions that we have for the continuation. And I'm talking about the when we can be non-technical, sometimes we can be technical, sometimes hybrid, and the type of answer, when we should be short, when we should be longer, in this 10 specific question for top 10 HR question. Thank you for watching. Let's go to the very first questions in next video.